Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 3, we are going to see the island flood yet again. Because Midas, who we all thought was here to help us, has this evil, selfish plan. The last time he did the same thing, his plan completely failed and flooded the entire island. See, Midas has always had this huge plan to escape this Fortnite loop. He has been trying to do this for over 5 years. Every time he gets close, he completely fails. But he feels like this is a perfect time to execute this plan to escape the Fortnite loop. What is he trying to achieve? See, if you guys don't know, all of us on this Fortnite island is stuck in this loop. This was explained to us by Bunker Jonesy. Bunker Jonesy is basically Agent Jones from the future, but somehow he ended up in Chapter 2 island. Basically, he knows what is going to happen. He told us that we are all stuck in a loop, and this loop was created by the Imagine Order, specifically Geno, the founder. Don't exactly know how he managed to find the 0 point, but we just know that this was perfect because Geno, also known as Ageless Champion, he mentioned in Chapter 4, he wants to create a world with perfect order. As we all know, when you're controlling a huge number of people, creating a perfect order is extremely difficult. I mean, look what happened to Dr. Doom. He had the same dream, create a perfect world. It looked like he was succeeding, but he was defeated. So Geno had to come up with this plan that would allow him to control everyone and at the same time rule the Fortnite world. Then he came up with a great plan using the 0 point. He creates the loop. Again, the loop is explained to us by Bunker Jonesy. He says that the loop on Fortnite Island resets every 22 minutes. That means after every 22 minutes, the storm closes in completely and the battle resets, erasing the memories of those trapped within. This way, people on this island don't even know that they are being manipulated and controlled because they simply just don't remember. Some people and creatures with certain magical abilities are not affected by the loop, and also there are people who has created armor suit that will protect them from this loop as well. For example, you might have noticed that the 7 are always wearing this armor while they're on the island. Also, Midas is not affected as well because he is not a normal human. He's in fact one of the gods. This is the reason why Midas and the 7 are trying to destroy this loop. But it looks like the intentions of Midas and the 7 are completely different. 7 feel like this is not fair to the people on this island being controlled like this. So they want to simply free everyone. Both Midas and the 7 has attempted to do this and it has gone wrong for both of them. First, the 7 tried to end this loop and their plan was to destroy the 0 point. Because like I mentioned before, the Imagine Order used the 0 point to create this loop. 7's plan was simple. No 0 point, no loop. In Chapter 1, Season X, we see all of the members of the 7 show up on the island. They took the giant meteoroid that was hovering over the island and they tried to crash it into the 0 point. It looked like it was working. The shield bubble the 0 point created to protect itself gets destroyed by the meteoroid, but something goes wrong. The explosion of the 0 point creates so much energy. Rather than exploding, it implodes. During this process, everything around this area gets sucked in. They're stuck in this black hole for a few days, and then it spits everything out, rearranging the entire island. The 0 point is still there, and the loop is still working fine. But this was a complete failure, but Midas is observing this, and he comes up with a better plan. In Chapter 2, Season 2, Midas erects a giant building in the center of the island. Now, this building is placed there strategically by Midas. Now, this building, also known as the agency, is placed there in the middle of the island is because of this location called the bridge. Midas somehow knows that the bridge is the location where the Imagine Order keeps the 0 point. We don't know exactly how he knows this, but there's a lot of speculation that Midas used to work with the Imagine Order. Now, there is this picture. You can see Dr. Sloan teaching a class, and you can see this person that looks like Midas. There's a rumor that Midas wanted to be the leader of the Imagine Order, but Geno, the creator, gave it to Sloan. In anger, he leaves the IO. Ever since then, he has this dream of exiting this Fortnite island and going somewhere much bigger. The reason why he wants to be closer to the 0 point is because he's going to use its power to destroy the storm. That's right, you see, the storm is actually a stopwatch when this loop is going to be triggered. Like I mentioned earlier, the loop restarts every 22 minutes. The reason for that is because the storm takes 22 minutes to close completely as well. That's why your health get damaged while you're in the storm, because it will try to eliminate you so that the loop can restart. Midas's plan basically is if he stops this storm from closing in, the loop cannot restart. The plan is simple: destroy the storm completely so there is no loop. Now, a much better plan compared to Seven's plan. To do this, he's going to need a very powerful device, so he goes to his daughter Jules, who is a mechanic and an engineer, and with her help, both of them construct this device called the Doomsday Device. And in June of 2020, Midas shows up with this device, and the Doomsday event begins. Using the help of these pillars surrounding this device, he pushes the storm from all directions. Unlike what happened during the end event, where we saw the 7 completely failed, looks like Midas's plan is working. It takes a while, but slowly but surely it pushes the storm back. Then at one point, the storm is completely gone. The island felt completely different. At one point, we even start to escape the Fortnite loop, but this guy right here, Agent Jones, who was working for the Imagine Order at the time, comes up with a brilliant plan. He replaces the storm with a giant tsunami. He can do this because this island is not an actual island. It is an artificial world created by the 0 point. In fact, we are floating in space. At the time, the Imagine Order controlled everything within this world, so they replaced the storm with a giant tsunami. And in Chapter 2, Season 3, that tsunami floods the entire island and destroying Midas's plan. Ever since then, he has tried multiple times to take down the Imagine Order, even turned to dark magic, but failed. He thought he was never going to escape this Fortnite loop, even managed to get captured by Hades. Everything was doom and gloom until Chapter 5. He escapes Hades's prison and finds himself on the Fortnite island again. And this time, there is no Imagine Order. Meaning, this time around, if he constructs the Doomsday Device and does exactly what he did back in Chapter 2, no one will be able to stop him. Also, remember in Chapter 5, before he left the island, he said he's going somewhere much bigger, and this Fortnite world is too small for him. And then we find him on this Chapter 6 island. What is he exactly doing here? You see, Midas is here for the 0 point. Because remember, he used the power of the 0 point to run the Doomsday Device in Chapter 2. Because it is the only thing powerful enough to push the storm back. If you speak with Midas, he says that is true. I am looking for the 0 point shard. Also says, I won't deny that I have my own private intentions, but right now I think we're aligned in purpose. I think he's going to construct the Doomsday Device again, and Chapter 3 we are going to see this huge build up. Star Wars is just going to be a collaboration. It is not going to be part of the storyline. The main storyline, I think it will be this Midas creating the Doomsday device. And since the season after Chapter 6, Season 3 is going to take place during summer, having a flooded season would make a lot of sense. A lot of information are coming out very soon, so please subscribe if you want to be updated. Like this video and use my code SMJM if you want to help me out. My name is Sam Jam. I love you guys. Peace out.